Okay, good morning, guys. So we are on chapter number 6. It's managerial decision making. So it has 6 subtopics, and let's start with the first one, 6.1. It's introduction. An organization have to make multiple decisions on multiple times for multiple reasons like work process, employees, technology, finance, sales, and production. Every decision made by organization affects its overall business. Just a minute. It should be by, not my. Okay, this is by. Okay. Every decision made by organization affects its overall business. A decision is an effective decision only when it is made in a given time frame using all the resources judicially. Decision making is a cognitive function. It involves selecting of a appropriate course of action from all available alternatives. It is like finding out the problem, finding out the solution of the problem, taking various factors in consideration like economic factor, political factor, and social factor. Decision making is a process identifying the problem, collecting the relevant information, developing a possible course of action, selecting the best course of action, and following up. So this is what your introduction says. 6.2 is concept of managerial decision making. A decision can be described as a conclusion or a best course of action that is derived, selected after thorough consideration. Decision making process is selecting the best course of action from available solution. It is a problem solving method where the best solution is identified. The definitions are given. Definitions according to Harris, decision making is the study of identifying and choosing alternative based on the values and preferences of the decision maker. Making a decision implies that there are alternative choices to be considered, and in such cases we want not only to be identified as many of these alternatives as possible, but to choose the one that best fits with our goals, objectives, desires, values, and so on. According to Kuntz O'Donnell, decision making is an actual selection among the alternative course of action. In words of George Terry, decision making is a selection based on some criteria from two or more possible alternatives. According to Lewis A. Allen, decision making is a work which a manager performs to achieve or arrive at a conclusion and judgment. So these are the decisions of or definitions of decision making, and that's what the concept of the managerial decision making goes. 6.3 is process of managerial decision making. What's the process? In an organization, a manager have to make a multiple choices or multiple decisions every time. For this, the following sequential process are being used. Decision making is a systematic process that allows following multiple steps. Okay. So this is what it says by the Baker et al. That decision making should be start with an identification of the decision maker and a stakeholder in the decisions, reducing the possible disagreement about the problem and definition and requirement on goals, and decision making is a systematic process. So 6 basic steps are involved. First is defining the problem and collecting information. Second is developing possible course of action or alternative. Third, evaluating alternatives. Fourth, selecting the best alternative. Fifth is implementing the decision, and the sixth one is follow up. Defining problem, developing possible course of alternatives and actions, evaluating alternative, selecting best alternative, implementation of decision, and following up. Now we have to see each in detail. Defining the problem and collecting information. First step is to find out what problem is. Find the root cause of the problem. If wrong identification of the problem will lead to wrong decision making, lead to unnecessary wastage of time, cost, effort, and resources. Gathering information related to the actions taken in past with a similar kind of problem. This information can be collected from the various sources like face-to-face communication, newspaper, magazines, executive summaries, vision and mission statement, etc. etc. So the first point is defining problem and collecting information. Second, developing possible course of action. In this step, this manager is supposed to find out all the possible solution to the problem. This can be done by interacting with employees, brainstorming with them. This gives the manager new ideas from a different point of views. This step should not be consumed too much energy and time and resource. Third is evaluating alternative. In this step, the manager accesses all the alternatives that is selected in the previous step. These alternatives are selected on the basis of feasibility, implication, associated risk. So, alternatives that meet the requirement are kept and rest all alternatives are rejected. A list of alternatives is generated for the for the purpose. That is evaluation of the alternative. Third point. Fourth point, selecting the best alternative. In this step, manager selects the best alternatives from the list given above step. Best alternative that fulfill the requirement with the minimum usage of resources is selected. Implementation and decision. Implementation of the decision. This is a crucial step where the manager implements and selects the alternatives to solve the existing problem. Implementation is more effective if the manager shares the action with employees and assign them the task accordingly. Following up is the sixth point. It says that this is the last step of the decision making. Manager ensures that the decision making alternative selected is actually working towards solving problem. If not, then corrective actions are taken or the cycle is being repeated. This is a process of managerial decision making. Decision making model. This business cannot be dependent on one single approach to solve the problem. There are many kinds of problems which arise in a many approached way and have to be approached in a many different ways. These different ways are also called as decision making model. So basically there are three given models: rational model, bounded rationality model, and contingency model. So rational model have steps like identifying of the decision situation, developing objectives and criteria, generating alternatives, analyzing of alternatives, selecting of alternatives, the implication of the decision, monitoring the evaluating results. Bounded rationality model and contingency model. Let's go with each model. 1. Rational model. So it have all this following steps. Let's see these steps. It's a cognitive model. It is used to take the non-programmed decision. It's a non-programmed decision. Assumption that the managers have to complete the information on the alternatives. 7 steps. 1. Identifying decision situations. Identifying decision making situation. These situations can be from two areas: one, problem; two, opportunities. Problem is when there is a gap between achieved results and desired results. Opportunities is when managers find that it may be any more profitable in the coming future. Second is developing objective and criteria. Second step after identifying the problem or opportunity, developing criteria on which the decisions to be taken. It will help to establish the desired outcome. Setting up single criteria is not sufficient in this. All criteria should be analyzed and then finalized. So that's the second part. Third is generating alternative. After the criteria is established, alternative possible solutions are developed. That's third point. Fourth point, analysis of alternative or analyzing the alternative. After generation of alternative, all alternatives are analyzed for the right fit. Examine each alternative on the basis of the feasibility. Rule out selected alternative to prepare the final list for the selection of alternative. That's fourth point. Fifth point, selection of alternatives. After analysis, it becomes easier for the manager to understand that which alternative is better as per the criteria and objective. Selecting alternative of the maximum outcome is always preferred. That's fifth point. Sixth point is implementation of decision. Implementation of decision is like putting the alternative to work. There are three components to take care where the implementation of the decisions, like sources and the reasons for the possible resistance to the decision, determine chronology, sequence to deal with such resistance, and assess the sources to acquire implementation and decision. Seventh point, monitoring and evaluation of results. Monitor and evaluate decisions taken. Results of the decision should be compared to the set objectives and the criteria which was set during selecting. So that was monitoring and evaluating. This is how the rational model works. So rational model have 7 major steps or working format where these 7 steps are taken to come to the decision. Second is bounded rationality model. Now if you see bounded rationality model, it is basically having the 3 different subparts in it. Possible solution one at a time. Search the solution in the areas of possibility. Solution that satisfies the problem instead of acceptable. Now this is a very important model to understand because it's having a combination of its own and the rationality. Developed by the Herbert Simon, it's a cognitive model with a time bound. Rational model is also being called time bound rational model. It is a model to give the best decision using the rational model with the time bound or specific time given. So rational model or time bound को mix किया है. It describes the decision process in terms of 3 mechanisms. 1. Possible solution one at a time. People people evaluate possible solutions one at a time. They don't evaluate all the solutions. They take one solution, they evaluate it. They take one solution. If it works, then people don't keep searching for the further alternatives. If the first solution they found didn't work, they will keep looking for the another alternatives till they find any solution that will work. Okay, just a minute. WORK, that will work. Okay, just a minute, guys. Okay. Second is search of solution in areas of possibility. Instead of evaluation all the possible solutions, they will look for the solution that will possibly work. Solutions that have more success possibility. So they search for the solutions in the areas of possibility. They do not go ahead and find out all the solutions, they evaluate all the solutions and do it. So this is more onto the practical side. पहला point था कि they'll search the possible solution one at a time. So if they get the one solution that they works, then they will go ahead with that. Second is they search the solution in the areas of possibility. So I don't need to go to the alternative which I know that's not working. I know the alternative that this may work. There's a possibility of it works. So they will directly go for the solution which is the in the area of possibility that it may work. So they will not waste time going there. I'll not say waste time. They will not explore it. Okay. Third point: solution that will satisfy the problem. As per the model, the solution that is the first found is satisfies the need of the problem of the time and the problem is accepted. Here, there might be a possible solution that would be more productive, but they needs more research and analysis. So it is not selected. The concept of acceptability is taken in the priority instead of the concept of yield. So any solution that is satisfying the problem, it's been selected. So this is the bounded rationality model that's been given with the time frame. Third is contingency model. It's a very simple model. It says that it's a situation based model, taking decision without getting attached to any single model. No rationality, no bounded rationality, no contingency. जो आया सामने वो लो. It is believed that there is no universal model applicable to all kinds of decision. Decision must be taken keeping in mind political, economical, and social aspects. Aspects of the problems are expected decision, and expected decisions are being analyzed. This model is good for mentoring, leadership, and organizational behavior. So that was your 6.3. First, decision making model. Second, centralization. Centralization is the process where the decision making power is in the hand of the top management. This is comfortable for small organizations. Advantages of centralization: low managerial overhead as authority of decision is at a central place. High degree of consistency at decision are taking at one point. Total participation of top management due to accountability for the success or the failure. Simple decision making structure as there is a line of command. Decision taken at the top management passed down to the lower management for work. So this is centralization. Decentralization is completely opposite to centralization. In decentralization, the decision authority is passed to employees working at lower level. Top management have control over the strategic decisions. The structure is used for the large organizations. The structure is used for organizations with a different unit or offices geographically, like in different cities, states, or country. The organization cannot follow centralized structure of a decision as a local units are not able to manage the uncertainties and the local issues. Advantages of decentralization: reduction of the top management workload and they can focus on the strategic goal. Effective utilization skills of the middle and the lower managers. Just a minute. This is supposed to be middle. Okay. And the lower managers. Increase in efficiency of productivity due to effective communication system. Quick response to changes as the decisions are made independently as the need arises. Shortcoming of decentralized structure of the decision making: reduction of top management control, misunderstanding of goals, and requirement of high expertise are the shortcomings of the decentralized structure of decision making. 6.3.4 Distinction between centralized and decentralization. Centralization: decisions are taken by the upper level managers who have experience making decisions. Decentralization: decisions are taken by the middle and lower managers who may not have expertise in the decision making. Centralization: authority is in hand of top management. Decentralization: authority is dispersed to different levels of management. Centralized: Executive talent remains unutilized, resulting in organizational stagnation. Decentralization. Organizations incurs high cost of keeping specialized staff. Centralized. Decisions are often delayed that the limits of the organizational growth. Decentralized decisions are made the moment the need arises. Decentralized, fifth point, suitable for small organizations. Decentralized, suitable for large organizations. Centralized top executives are highly burdened. Decentralized top executives have low burden. Okay, let's go to 6.4, types of managerial decision. So types of managerial decisions are again divided into two parts based on the level of management, based on the nature of decision. So on the level of management, there is strategic decision, tactical decision, operational decision. Based on nature of decision, program decisions and non-program decisions. Let's see each in detail. Different types of decisions have to be taken by manager. These decisions are broadly classified into broad levels of based on level of management, strategic, tactical, operational. Based on nature of decisions, programmed and non-programmed. Based on level of management. In organization, there are three levels of management. That is strategic level, top management. Tactical level, middle management. Operational level, lower management. Decisions are taken at all levels. Strategic decisions taken by the top management related to the vision and mission of organization. Long-term decisions, large investments and resources are needed for this decisions implementation. High risk in these decisions are there, complex in nature. So that is strategic decisions. Tactical decisions. Tactical decisions taken by the middle management. This decision supports the strategic decisions. To accomplish strategic decisions, these decisions are basically more of a planning and action oriented. Operational level decision taken by lower level management, taken to implement tactical and strategic decision, taken on daily basis under the guidance of the strategic and tactical level management. These decisions are impacting short term like day or months. Now based on the nature of decisions, so this were the based on level of management, strategic, tactical and operational. Now this is based on nature of decisions. Organizations have a different kind of problems and opportunities are faced. This cannot be solved with a single technique. There are two different types of technique to address this different kind of problems. These techniques are called programmed decisions, non-programmed decisions. Okay, let's see. Programmed decisions are repetitive in nature, are taken on regular basis like ordering new stock, fulfilling stock quota, etc., etc., etc. Non-programmed decisions are taken only when the situation arises, are often needed to deal with opportunities and threat made by top management like expanding business operations and units, close down of units, etc., etc. So program decisions, we can say program decision is a part of an operational level decision or tactical level decision, where non-program decisions are a part of again tactical and strategic. So it's a combination if we mix up two both of decisions. Decisions between the program and non. Okay, this should be distinctions. Okay, I'll correct it later. Difference between programmed and non-programmed decisions. Type of decisions. Programmed, these are routine decisions made by carrying out operations of an organization. Non-programmed, these decisions are made at the moment need arises after taking into consideration. Nature of decision. Programmed decisions, these decisions are productional in nature and thus predictable. Well-defined criteria are set for making such decisions. Non-programmed, these decisions are novel and are based on a different criteria. Decision-making strategy, rules and computing formulas are used for making these programmed decisions. In non-programmed, the creative approach, judgment and principles are used to make these decisions. Decision-making technique, various techniques are used such as management science, capital budgeting and computerized model. For the non-program, managers' judgment, creativity, intuitions are used. So these are the type of decision, nature of decision, decision-making strategy and decision-making techniques. Let's go to the 6.5, which says importance of managerial decision making. What is the importance of managerial decision making? So it's basically divided into 6 parts. In 6 parts, it is showed what is the effectivity of managerial decision making. So let's go with each part once again. Effective utilization of resources, handling of problems and challenges, accomplishment of the business goals and objectives, improved efficiency, promotion of innovation and creativity, increased innovation. effective utilization of resources. Organizations carry day-to-day exercise by utilizing resources. These resources are like man, machine, material, money. If they are utilized, then it may incur cost. If they are underutilized, then they may incur stagnation. Proper utilization of resources is must that can be achieved by a proper managerial decision. So this is first point, effective utilization of resources. Second point, handling problem and challenges. In business, various problems and challenges comes to in day-to-day basis. To take this problem, they need to have a proper decision making in place. Effective decision making will help organization to face any problems and capture any opportunities on day-to-day basis. Third, importance of decision making. Accomplishment of business goal and objectives. Decision making is crucial to attain a business objective. Taking right decisions at the right time is proper management in any organization. If the decisions are correctly taken, then the organization will be able to attain their objectives and accomplish goals. Effective efficiency, improved efficiency. Efficiency is measured as a cost and profit. Decision making reduces the cost by taking the appropriate decision. Reduction of cost, improper utilization of resources, increase in profit, and that improves in efficiency. Fifth point, promotion of innovation and creativity. When a rational decision making takes place in India, new idea, processes, and concepts get generated. This promotes innovation and creativity. This helps in organization to respond quickly. Sixth point, increased motivation. Right decision motivates employee. Employee owns the problem and takes the responsibility to solve it. When the decisions are right, it gives a monetary and non-monetary benefits to employee as well as to organization. Right decision brings more confidence in the problem solving, overall motivation to employee and to organization. So that is what the importance of the managerial decision making. Let's go to the sixth part, information technology and managerial decision making. So this is going to be a very detailed into a subject called information system for managers. That's the notes are getting prepared to. So information system have executive support system ESS, transaction processing system TPS, managerial information system that is MIS, decision support system that is DSS, and office automation system that is OAS. So this is the entire systems available to help managers to take decision. To make effective decision, managers need to complete educate information, have complete educate information. Information is well processed from data. It is a specific meaning and purpose. It's a valuable asset to an organization. Organization should manage and properly store the information as it supports the business decision. With the introduction of the information technology, there are many computer systems nowadays that help in taking decisions. These systems are called information system. An information system is a set of interrelated activities of collecting, storing, processing, generating, and disseminates the information. There are different types of information system: executive support, transaction processing system, management information system, decision support system, office automation system. Let's see every one of them in a bit short. Executive support system ESS, used by executive level managers to perform non-programmed decisions. It is a form of a summarized reports. It provides with the analytical tool. It helps the prediction of the production in coming future. Example, CEO wants to know the yield of the advertisement investment. CEO logs the inventory management database to check which product is on the shelf for the longest time and to get the answer of that which product got highest yield. In ESS, the system automatically sends the alert to a CEO that a product is stored into the for the number of days and its warehouse cost effect of the product. CEO then alerts the sales team to work on that project. So in this system, there is an automated alert and ready information to CEO. Transaction processing system TPS. All types of transactions are captured in TPS. TPS have two types of transaction processing: batch transaction processing, real-time transaction processing. Batch transaction processing. All transactions are gathered together in a batch format and then the processing is done. Check processing is a bank. Example, check processing in a bank is an example of a batch transaction processing. Real-time processing, as the name says, it's done in real time and individual form. Example, withdrawal and deposit of money. Management information system MIS. MIS is an integrated system that provides valuable presentable information to the managers to take control of the decision for any particular problem into the problem or opportunity. MIS helps managers to perform their function of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. Most important components of MIS are hardware, software, data, people, procedure. MIS is used for transmitting, and sharing information quick and inexpensive manner. Example 3M or example Mark and Spencer. Decision Support System DSS. It's an interactive software based on a system that produces information. It produces information from the raw data, documents, and personal knowledge. The main components of DSS are database, model, or a criteria used for the analysis of user interface. DSS helps manager to take decision. If it helps that to take the decision even when there is uncertainty about the possible outcome of the decision. OLAP is a tool of DSS. Office automation system helps in taking the decision related to the day-to-day activities and administration of the business. This activity includes raw data storage, electronic data transfer, management of the electronic business information. OAS or office automation system is integrated office function relates to the management of the information. OAS shares stimulates share information between two or more persons at a time. Web conference, telephone, emails, or any kind of automation system into the office is part of an office into automation system. So that's a complete chapter of decision making model. So first point of the notes are head points. So if you go through this head points, you'll be able to learn all the important things and you'll be ready for the examination for the